What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and it's time for a review of the 5th studio album, The Heartbreak Filled, as the album cover that's actually really pretty would imply, Late Night Feelings by producer Mark Ronson. This is Ronson's 5th solo disc overall. It follows up his 2015 record Uptown Special that of course contained Uptown Funk, a now classic pop song that I genuinely love and cherish. Didn't care for the album necessarily overall. There were some great songs on there, with Uptown Funk being the best of them, but I was really interested to see how this unfortunate, tumultuous time that Ronson's gone through in his personal life would affect his music. And as he said himself, this record is stuffed to the brim with sad bangers, and he delivers on that promise. And throughout this record, he gives a voice to women because it's entirely sung by female performers. Everybody from Alicia Keys to Lykke Li and Miley Cyrus are on this record. It's really an empowering project in some ways, but it's also just kind of subdued. It's something that hits you. There's a mood that's emphatic all throughout, but it never really tires itself out. And I love the fact that Ronson did write the majority of the lyrics, but he was also open to working with his collaborators. My appreciation for Mark Ronson as a producer and a songwriter has been going for quite some time now. In fact, he's been a part of a lot of records that I have really enjoyed. My first introduction to him was his producing that he did for Lily Allen's All Right Still record that came out in 2006. He worked on Villains by Queens of the Stone Age and many others that, like I said, I'm a fan of. His solo stuff, it's been kind of hit and miss, but here once again, he kind of settles into this slightly funky but also very kind of moody, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of rock, a little bit of alternative, very much pop going on here. It's a record that definitely does feel like it tones itself down, but not because it's trying to be something minimalistic, but more so because it's trying to focus on the message of the songs. The overall tone here is extremely consistent, and I found that to be very rewarding because it's also kind of surprising. I mean, you think of all of the vocal guests that do stack up here over the course of 13 tracks, but surprisingly, Ronson was able to make this feel seamless. He worked on this tirelessly, and as he said himself, this is the hardest that he's ever worked on one of his own projects, and I can definitely feel that work paying off. There are a handful of cuts on this record that never quite break out or flip the switch all the way on. It's like the light is flickering on and off somewhere in between. It's like you just want to sit down and maybe wallow and eat ice cream to a few of these. And it's not that they don't do anything at all, it's just that they often kind of get lost. And I feel like the good thing about some of the track list is that a lot of the songs elevate. They talk about the time in life where they were down, but they also see that they were able to pull themselves back up. Now, I do love the honesty of this album, the desperation at times that's felt on a few of these cuts, in particular the closing moment. As Ronson himself said, it's the most honest piece that he's ever written, and I love that he gave a voice to Elsie here for this track, Spinning, and she does a great job through a vocoded section that really just brings something poignant to the mix. It made me connect to the song and realize exactly what was going on here. Just spinning out, not knowing exactly who you were anymore after Ronson went through his tragic divorce. He's now feeling like he's in a spiral, so he put that to tape and it turned out beautifully tragic. Nothing Breaks Like a Heart was the lead single, and that features Miley Cyrus, and hot damn, this is one of the best Miley tracks that I have ever heard. I mean, I praised the hell out of the song when it dropped, and I like it even more now. That's like 6+ months later from the time of release of that single to the actual album, and this song is just so powerful. Late Night Feelings, the title track featuring Lykke Li, is great as well. It comes out of the Late Night Prelude, which does set the tone for this record. I do like that. It's a nice little instrumental. It features some of the snippets of what's to come, and then we get Late Night Feelings, and it's just really catchy, it's expressive, and I think that Lykke Li does a fantastic job on the vocals here. A cut that I feel is gonna go really underrated and one that I wanna blast onto your radar is Truth, featuring, yes, Alicia Keys, but also the last Artful Dodgr, an artist that I was not familiar with before I checked out this record, but one that I'm definitely gonna be investing in now. Truth is great. I love the percussion on this track and the chiming keys. It's got kind of a hip-hop rhythm, but also a little bit of rock and soul in there. there. And the last Artful Dodgr, her voice is just magic with this song. The chemistry that I feel between everyone, I mean, Alicia Keys is great on the hook, don't get me wrong, but the last Artful Dodgr and Mark Ronson teaming up for this track, it's exuberant and it's musical ecstasy. YEBBA did a great job at putting Diana Gordon's vocals in the spotlight, and there was also just a nice magic in the mix that I can feel on this one that's keeping me hooked. I really enjoy Find You Again featuring Camila Cabello as well. I like her as an artist a whole lot, and here, vocally, I just like the little refrain, the little hook that's going on there. The vocal melody is really enchanting in some way. I can't get it out of my head, and I'm not complaining up to this point. Critically speaking, I didn't enjoy the Angel Olsen track all that much. I thought I really would, and I do enjoy the second half. Once this track really gets going, the chorus just feels like it's lacking, and the little sample or the little interlude, everything that's going on at the start of this song, it just feels like it kind of throws off the pacing of the record for me, and it takes too long to actually get into it. And I love the kind of ambient outro on this one, and I do like Angel Olsen's vocals. I finally went back and I recently checked out her album My Woman, and I really enjoyed it. I hope to get more into her music, but this, it's not quite scratching the itch for me, and I can also say that about 2 AM, once again featuring Lykke Li. This collaboration, it's nowhere near as great as the title track, and the vocal patterns, everything about this track, it gets irritating to me. Don't call me like a 2 AM, 2 AM, 2 AM. It's very repetitive and not in an urgent type of way or in something that actually makes you remember the track for something that you would actually like. It just feels like I'm irritable after I listen to it, and I kind of want to skip right on by. Guys, at the end of the day, I really did enjoy this record. It's not going to be among the best of 2019, I don't think, but it's really an enjoyable and consistent tone that I'm hearing all throughout this. There's sad bangers, he delivered on that promise. There's some cuts that are more forgettable than others, but overall, I'm going to give this a very strong 3.5 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts on Late Night Feelings by Mark Ronson in the comment section down below. Hey, don't forget to drop a like on the video while you're here. A like goes a long way, and I truly appreciate you coming to check out my review of Late Night Feelings. If you happen to be new, then please subscribe for the love of music. If you want to see another recent pop review, then tap here, or tap here for another recent video I posted on the channel. All of my socials, including my Patreon page, can be found linked in the description, and I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.